Welcome back, my fellow troopers, to another edition of Let's Paint. And today, as you saw from the thumbnail, we have a crossover special. We have Team Rocket. If anybody loved the original Pokemon games like I did, grew up playing them, then you probably, like me, have some very fond memories back in 1996 when I first started coming around. Now, I've done one of these before if you've seen it on my social, and I thought, you know what? It was really fun. I very much enjoyed doing that one. So I was like, let's do another one. And it's a fairly simple paint scheme. So we've got our Black Templar out, and as you can see, we didn't waste any time on this series. We're just jumping right in because, well, we're starting about 2 hours late, at least for me today. As lately I've been starting, recording sessions. I get up at like 5, try to start recording by like 5:30, maybe 5:45. 6 at the absolute latest, but geez, man, it is now like 7 o'clock. And I was trying to make sure that I at least got everything started by 7. I was like, for the love of God, let's not start any later than that. Don't know when the kids are going to wake up, because that could be any time between like 5 and like 9. Because why not? But like I said, it's a very simple paint scheme. If you would like to paint along, I highly encourage that. As I've been known to say, use the buddy system, never paint alone. Says the man who's sitting here technically painting alone. But we're never alone if we have friends. Never alone. Also depends on how else you see certain things. You're never alone if you know your loved ones are spiritually with you, then you're never alone. Which is almost concerning, because sometimes I would like to be alone. Or at least alone with my wife. How the hell am I supposed to have an intimate relationship if you guys are hanging around like ghosts, just going, yep, you're never alone, boy. You're never alone. Look at them, going at it, never alone. Like, oh, thanks, guys. I got my own afterlife cheerleading squad. That'd be some shit. That would be a little ridiculous. And as you can see, we're kind of applying the Black Templar wash basically pretty liberally. I've got my 0 gauge brush, if you could barely see that. This thing is pretty tapped out. I have some other fresh brushes with us, because this thing, it's pretty decent enough for what I'm doing right now. You know, the frayed edges allow me to get to splay out those bristles so that I can do surface areas like this a lot easier. I would say we're not too worried about being careful. Of course we are. We're always worried about being, as careful as we can be. But there are certain places on the model where we don't have to be careful, really. Like this whole torso. Now, of course, when you're looking at this, if anybody is not just committed it to memory of what the Team Rocket uniform looks like, I'll help you out real quick. As you can see, you got a black body, you got black thighs. You're going to have black arms up to your forearm, or I should say, I guess, down to your forearm. And they have gray gloves and gray boots. And they got a big red R on their chest. Well, we're not going to be doing the big red R on the chest. I did think about shaving the Aquila down and doing that. However, it being Warhammer, I think I'll just do what I did last time, which was just do the R on the shoulder, where all insignias go. Otherwise, if I did it on the chest, what the hell am I going to do with the insignia? And I don't have a complete 100% plan for this Marine today. Meaning, damn, what the hell do I mean? So the right pauldron, what I did for the very first Marine, Team Rocket Marine that I painted, I put some transfers on there. I put a 96 because, Pokemon was released in 1996. So I wanted to be cute and put that there. And I was like, oh, look at that. They came out in 96. So he's got a 96. He's part of the 96 company. And the red R on the shoulder actually got a little covered. Got covered for the most part by... Oh, brain fart. Oh, by the Pokemon badges that I had put on. Now, I left Pokemon badges off. As you saw, there were no purity seals, because that's what I had used for Pokemon badges. I thought that'd be a cute idea. I'm like, how am I going to symbolize that in a Warhammer way? I thought, well, they adorn their armor with purity seals, so we're going to go with purity seals to represent the badges. Now, some people might even say, why did you not do a Chaos Marine? One, because I just didn't want to. That was my initial, I believe that was my initial reasoning. It's because I just didn't want to do that. I might not even had any on hand. I'm not exactly sure, because I painted that a decent enough a time ago that now I can't remember. But we're just doing a plain old Space Marine. I mean, it's just a nice simple crossover, and they don't really see themselves as bad guys like that. Of course, most of the time, even Chaos doesn't. They absolutely don't see themselves as the bad guys. But that's okay. And we don't need to do it as Chaos or anything like that. Nothing wrong with just using one of the last intercessors that I have. Kid you not, I am now just about out. I think I have like 2 more bodies left. And that's it. 2 bodies. Maybe 3. I'd be surprised if there was a 4th. Like for realsies. Like for real life. For real life? For real life. Those of you that understand that reference, you're awesome. Those of you who don't understand that reference, you probably don't have kids. Which is okay. Not going to knock you for that. Get a little black backpack going. And just for my usual flair, I am going to leave this centerpiece. I'm going to paint that red. Not going to have it gray. Just because. And man, my mind won't stop thinking about it, but so day before yesterday, First episode of The Ghost of Baal went up, and I'd been telling myself since I'd recorded it, like, okay, I bought myself about 7 weeks, and that was when I had painted, what the hell did I do? Oh my god. Oh, that was when I did the Blood Angels Death Company Marine. Right. I was like, okay, with that being a 4-episode series, and then The Ghost of Baal being a 3-episode, obviously posting weekly, I just bought myself 7 weeks where I can, focus on other work, take it easy, and then I do have to record sometime in those weeks. And I had made plans to do that a couple of times, but either way, here we are. First episode went up, and I put a little bit more editing time into this one, because usually my episodes are very straightforward, as you guys know. I start painting, and then all I do is splice the episodes together and maybe add a little glitch effect at the 11 minutes and 53 seconds, at least on this thing. So I want to say it's like 11:58 or maybe 11:55 with the 3-second intro, where there's usually a glitch because of how my phone records the episodes, puts them into bundles. It's not just one huge episode or one huge recording. So sometimes I like to try to pause for a few seconds so that I just got the notification on my phone on the screen. Save file has been broken up, or however it exactly words it. I'm like, yeah, cool. And yeah, when I'm editing, that's usually when I have to add the glitch. At least in the editing software, it's at 11:53 every time. And it used to drive me nuts, not so much anymore. Not so much, because it is what it is, and there's no point in getting all uppity about it, because just fucking go with it until we can do better in the future. But like I was saying, I did put some more editing time into the last episode. I put some pictures up on the screen for certain things that I was talking about. And I wanted to clarify some things before the pitchforks come out, because I know that'll happen. I absolutely know the pitchforks are... All right, I don't absolutely, without 100% doubt, know that the pitchforks are coming. However, I'd rather be prepared, and if they do come out, well, this video is going to be way too late to stop them or to clarify, but I will clarify nonetheless. When I was saying that I felt like once you'd read a book, you feel like you've read them all. Basically, the example that I was giving was Devastation of Baal. Now, when I read that, I honestly felt like, yeah, it'd be hard for me to imagine that any other Tyranid book would go more or less any other way. I wouldn't mind reading like the first contact of them, but I don't even think that's in a book. I'm not even sure. I'm not 100% sure on that, and I haven't bothered to look it up. I just haven't. It's not on my things to do list, and whenever I think about it, i.e. now, I'm not exactly in a position to look it up. We're busy painting and having fun and talking to you. So we got to focus on what's at hand. And as you can see, I'm leaving the face blank. I am not going to paint it a white face. I am going to be painting it red. And he will have white eyes, because why not? I like a good contrast. But yeah, what I was saying was, you feel like once you've read one, you've read them all. And I didn't want people to think that that's like a hardcore stance that I took. It's just how I felt after I read it. It really is. It's just how I felt about it. Am I wrong? I hope to God I am. I really, really hope I am. Because that would just kind of be upsetting, wouldn't it be? You know, because they have a lot of books. The Black Library has a lot of books, and a lot of them even focus on Tyranids and then other stuff. Because then, as I made the argument of, you could use that argument for many of the other stories out there. And if that's the case, well, then what the hell? And I don't want that to be the case. I'm not sure if anybody would really be mad about it. I mean, they might be. Just, hey, how dare you? I love the Tyranids. Dude, that's great. Okay. One of my buddies plays Tyranids, you know, and he's a terror on the field. That's another reason that me and some of my friends don't like the Tyranids. Is because, my God, we hate playing him. We hate it. Actually, they hate it. I have never played against him. The Xenos brat. He also has a Tau army. And I've just never played against him. It'd be very interesting to see what that's like, though. I really debated on painting this, the trim on this. Not to jump topic real quick. But I guess to continue what I was thinking. Sorry, my ADHD, I guess, is going a little haywire today. I didn't want to give the wrong impression by talking too much in solidarity about what my opinion or what my feelings were at the time. I just didn't want people to get the wrong idea, I guess. You know, I read it because it's fun. And I read all that stuff because it is fun. It's exactly why any of us read this stuff. It's because we love it. Warhammer, if you're watching Warhammer, if you're watching anything like this, it's probably because Warhammer is a big deal to you. Let's face it, that's probably what that is. And that's fantastic. Or maybe it's just something maybe it is just a hobby. I don't know. There's a lot of people, it's more than just a hobby. But I also realized I might make some people upset saying stuff like the Raven Guard, and just a bunch of edgy emo boys. In blunt terms, yeah. And you'll get over it, dude. They're not emo, but they're definitely edgy. Kinda, in a way. I don't know. I am not speaking as an expert on it because I've only read one book that has them in it. And I will stand by my my statement of I did not find them all that interesting to read about. Even my wife, who read the Corax book, she was like, yeah, it wasn't that interesting, honestly. Corax wasn't that interesting. The Legion didn't seem that interesting. She said, don't get me wrong, there were cool parts in it and cool things they could do. The thing she enjoyed the most, and I think a lot of people enjoy this too, is when the Primarchs discuss each other. You know, not in that stupid ass gossip way. It's just what they see from each of their brothers. Because they are just brothers. And then if you consider the amount of time that they had spent and their accelerated growth rate and whatnot, they're a bunch of fucking teenagers, which very well explains their damn attitudes. Some of them boys are just brats. You know? All right, we're at the 20-minute mark. Well, 2018 for the time when I read it right there. We're not going to do too much before this episode ends, because I do kind of enjoy keeping these episodes a little shorter than 30 minutes. I felt like the editing process goes a little easier. I don't know. For those that wonder, I believe I've said it before, I use, at the time of this recording, I use a program called InShot, and, you know, it does the job. It's not the most fancy thing out there. I'm not an expert in it, and I use the free version. So, you know, you get what you pay for, right? Since I'm not paying for anything, I guess that's what I'm getting. And I ain't talking smack on the company or the app or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know, you do get what you pay for, and it's not a complicated app to use. But sometimes editing can take a long time, especially just waiting for the video to render. And I'm like, oh my God. But we are going to get this red symbol. And you know what? We're going to leave the edge and the skull gray, just so we have something flashy to look at. Because this is going to be a very drab miniature to look at. You know, we've got the black and gray with some red here and there. Red on each shoulder, some white. But nothing too special going on, right? So we're going to change that and make sure that the Aquila has something shiny. And it should work out for us. Should. Oh man, I just realized I kind of messed up on their paint scheme. They're supposed to have a gray belt. Whatever. Too late now, man. I'm not going back and painting all that. That ain't happening. Look at that. Look at that little red guy. I like this already. And as you can see, I got ahead of myself and did the base. Kind of just threw that together. I had the base already painted. I was trying out the Armageddon dust, or I think is what it's called. I wanted to see what that was like, so I did it, and I dig it. You know, I let it dry overnight and everything, and I was like, you know, that'd be good for some of the rocks that I have and some of the wasteland. Yeah, the wasteland tuft. So it worked. It worked. I dig it. I dig it a lot. We're at 2342. Just stop here. Oh, I just reached the second video saved file here to save space, or whatever the hell it said. Just reached the second one of those. I always forget about like 22, 23, and 50 something. Yeah. And someone had pointed out to me, well, someone didn't exactly point it out. I noticed it looking at other people's work. But I guess I pointed it out to myself, and I was like, all right. I was looking at an ultramarine of all things, because usually when I see ultramarine, I kind of tend to scroll past. But either way, I had noticed. Damn, what the hell did I know? Right, the leather that I'm painting right now. The holster for their gun, the leather pouches and whatnot, they were all painted black. And I was like, duh. For a moment there, I was like, why the hell did you paint that black? I was like, right, because leather can come with black, you dingus. And I've just been so used to painting brown for all my leather. I don't know why. Well, if anything, if I were to try to rationalize it, I would say is because, I have so much black going on with the miniatures. And I might as well have thrown another color in there. And it's not going to stand out too much and be an eyesore. It'll fit because your brain knows that thing was supposed to be leather. You know it. You know what? We're at 25 minutes. We're about to be at 26. We're going to do the eyes really quick. And if we can, we'll do the face. And then we'll knock that out. And we'll see just what we can accomplish. Did you notice it got dead quiet? As I try to uber focus. Yeah, that'll be all right. Listen to yourself. That'll be all right. All right, we're at 27:01. Last I looked. And I will break out the red. I will do it, and we will finish. We'll finish this face. Well, not finish, because, we still have the metal. As I like to do it. Whew. Forgot to breathe. And you see, I'm not grabbing too much paint. Just enough. All right. Not too shabby. See that? I dig that. I dig that. All right, but that's all we got time for today, and I will see you next week. Stay tuned. I don't know how long this series will be. We got a lot done. It might be another short series. I don't know. Until next time, be safe, stay healthy. May the Void Father guide your brush, and have a good one, everybody. Peace.